Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to talk to you about car rental in California. We'll give you all the tips you need to know about it, what are the best car rental companies, what are the necessary documents, how much is more or less, where to get the sensational prices because we will help you to get the best prices really for a very good and cheap car rental. In short, the main tips in the subject. So don't forget to like the video guys, subscribe to the channel, that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, those who are going to travel to California need to know that it's one of the destinations in the world that you need to rent a car. There, the car ends up being very good because we end up traveling through many different cities, and who goes to California end up wanting to know all the cities. Doing that traditional car trip there, going through the whole coast, we did it and I think it's sensational. The one we did was arriving in San Francisco and going down to San Diego, stopping in all the main cities along the coast. It's really sensational. It's a differentiated and very nice trip, and the car rental, there's not that expensive. You can rent a good car for a good price. We're going to give you some really cool tips that you see is good. The first thing that everybody thinks about when they're going to rent a car in California or in the United States is what are the documents required to rent a car. To rent a car, that you only need to have a valid passport, but you need to present your passport and you need to have a valid driver's license from your country. Check it out, sometimes we forget and the driver's license is expired and you need to have it within an updated expiration date. If you have these two items and a valid international credit card, you can rent your car without any problems. There's the international driver's license, which is the translated driver's license to use everywhere, but in the United States it's not necessary. You can use it the one you use in your country. So you just need the passport, the driver's license, and an international credit card, and that's it. Now let's talk about the companies. What are the main rental companies? There are many nice car rental companies and many big ones, so our tip is to book in the main ones and in the most famous one to avoid any headaches. There are some smaller ones that sometimes get a little better prices, but we have seen many people having problems, so we recommend the main ones. If you're going to rent at the airport, which what most people do, as soon as you arrive in California, you have to rent from one of those big ones that are available in the main airports in all the cities around the world. So there's not much secret. The major ones are Alamo, Budget, Avis, Dollar, and Enterprise. They are the main ones. The one that we have rented most recently was Alamo, which was the one that had the best prices, and it's very good. We already trust it a lot, but all the others are also good. If you search, you will find good and bad reviews from all of it. It's hard to have one that's much better, but we are more attached to Alamo because we used it a lot on our last trips and everything went fine. So we always give it a little bit of preference to them, but if there's another one of this with a better price, with a good promotion, there's no problem. It is very easy to drive there. People are afraid of driving in another country. It's very calm. Much more for us who come from a big city where the traffic is a bit chaotic, even a little aggressive. There, it's very calm. People respect the rules. The traffic, it's okay, but it's not a place from the other world. For example, in a big city like Los Angeles, in Los Angeles, California, there is traffic, so you will have some traffic, but the respect for the laws and the rules is very calm. So you'll be able to drive there as if you were at home. There are no problems. People are very polite and driving is very easy. There's the tip of the GPS for you to save a lot of money, but before we give you the main tip here, which is how we get the car for the best price, we have researched it a lot in every trip because car rental is not that cheap. It compromises a part of the budget of the trip, so the more you can save on it, the better. We have researched it a lot and we have done several rental options around the whole world. We're gonna give you the most important tip now, which is the one that we always use and it's the best, is the car rental price comparator. There is a car rental comparator that's sensational. It's a very good tool. I'll leave the link here below in the description of the video. You enter it and enter the date of your trip, choose the airport, the city where you're going to pick up the car. In this case, maybe Los Angeles or San Diego, the one you pick up and the one you drop off at the end. You can drive all over California, you can travel to Las Vegas, come back, no problem, but you just have have to tell them where you're going to pick up and where you're going to drop it off. Then it compares all the major car rental companies and shows you the best prices right away. Besides comparing all of them, it has a very strong negotiation because it's the biggest comparator in the world with them, so the price ends up being cheaper than in the car rental companies themselves. If you were to check one by the price, this comparator has the best prices and compares them all, so it's an option that you really get the best prices. It's unbeatable, it gets sensational prices, and you will save a lot. Have you searched anywhere? Compare it here, you will see that's really cheaper. It's reliable and very easy. Guys, real quick, any questions you have about the subject or about anything else in your trip, send it to us and we'll be glad to help you. If you want, it's even easier. Send us a message on social networks, send us a direct message at @Lorenzi, and I'll be glad to help you and take advantage and follow us there. We are always showing travel tips in a very nice way and the family routine with our little ones. Now for the GPS tip, but a tip to save money. When you book the car rental, you see on any website or those comparators, you have the option to add the GPS rental for you to get around there, because you're not going to get the way of things. You need the GPS, for God's sake. But the problem is that it costs about $5 or $6 a day to rent a GPS. Our tip is not to rent the GPS, but to buy an internet chip there so you can use your cell phone. Then you can use your cell phone as a GPS. We always do this with no problem. You can use Waze, Google Maps. They work very well, and you will save money because the chip is cheaper than renting the GPS. You'll be able to have your cell phone internet on your trip all the time to use it for everything, and in the end you save a lot and you end up using your cell phone during your trip. The best way we find is to always buy the chip in advance. There are some companies that sell the international prepaid chip. We buy them in advance on a website. I'll leave here the link in the description below. It's a very good company. You go to their website, and after you buy it, in a few days you receive the chip at your home. When you get off the plane in California, you put the chip in your cell phone and the internet is already working. You can easily use it to get around and leave the airport in the car and go straight to your hotel. It's very quiet, their signal is excellent, so we highly recommend it. And now people, to finish, there are the tools. Many people ask about the tools. The big car rental companies like Alamo, Budget, Dollar, Avis, they already have all the cars registered in a tool system in both California and Florida. So when you rent a car there, you can already pass the tools on the signs. There is the express tool. In California, it's the Sun Pass. Each place is different, but you will see it there and you will pass with the car because it will open directly and it will already compute. And then at the end of the reservation, you get it on your credit card and they end up charging the tool that you just used it. So it's super quiet and super easy to use. You don't have any problems, you don't have to pay the tolls, you just pass and in the end you go. And the model of the car, many people have doubts because there are many cool models. If you're only going with 1 or 2 people and want a little bit of cooler, sportier trip, there are very nice convertible cars and they are not that expensive. We think it's absurd that it will be a Fortuner, and it's not. Take a look, the only thing about them is the trunk. The trunk is small, so you need to be few people and little luggage. Most people end up renting the intermediate one, which is a little bit more expensive than the economy one, but it's not much. You see that the difference is tiny and it's much better. Our tip is to try to get the intermediate one up. There's also the full size, which is actually a Corolla and Elantra, which is a very good one because the trunk is bigger and you will have a lot of luggage to take from place to place, from one city to the other. And there are also vans for those who have a lot of people. There are minivans. There is the Caravan. They are very nice and you can take up to 7 or more people, and you end up saving a lot on the car rental because everybody shares the price. So that's the cool thing. The more people you have in the car, the more you save because everyone shares the fuel, they share the parking, they share the tools and the rent as well. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And don't forget to watch the video on how to save a lot of money during your trip to California. It's a step-by-step video that we put together. It's very complete. It contains tips on how to build your trip from the beginning to the end, using the best tips, the best services, and really saving a lot. So I'll leave it here along with the playlist that has all the other California videos for you to watch. And that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed the video guys. Thank you so much and have a nice trip.